The key slides into my lock with a familiar click. 3 days at the family reunion in Idaho Falls have left me craving the quiet sanctuary of my Denver apartment. Mail spills across the floor as I push the door open, bills, catalogs, a postcard from my dentist reminding me about an overdue cleaning. After the constant noise of 20 relatives packed into mom and dad's house, the silence wraps around me like a blanket. I drop my overnight bag by the couch, its stuffed seams still bulging with unwashed clothes. The reunion had been its usual mix of hugs and barbed comments, of mom's meatloaf and Travis's jokes that cut a little too deep. My sister Bethany spent the whole weekend showing off photos of her boy's private school, while dad nodded along, beaming with pride at his golden child. The kettle whistles as I prepare my evening tea, a ritual that grounds me after family chaos. Steam curls up from my favorite mug, the one with faded mountains that remind me of weekend hikes I keep promising myself I'll take. My phone buzzes with the banking app's daily balance notification. Just a quick check before bed, I think, tapping the screen. The familiar blue loading circle spins. My mug slips from numb fingers. Porcelain shatters against tile. Hot tea splashes across my feet, but I barely register the burn. $67.2. I blink hard. The number doesn't change. That can't be right. Yesterday, I had $11,432.89 in my account. I checked the balance obsessively before agreeing to help Bethany with her boys' summer camp fees. My hands shake as I dial the bank's customer service line. The automated system feels like torture. Press 1 for English, press 2 for account services, press 3 to report suspicious activity. Each mechanical prompt stretches into eternity, while my mind races through possibilities. A bank error, identity theft, a missing decimal point. Thank you for calling Mountain Vista Bank. This is Patricia. May I have your account number? I recite the digits from memory, along with my social security number and mother's maiden name. My voice sounds strange in my ears, too high and tight. I see several transfers were made from your account in the past 48 hours. Patricia says, her tone clinically precise. All transactions were initiated from a known device at your mother's residence in Idaho Falls. The room tilts sideways. Known device, mother's residence. A memory flashes. Travis hovering near my purse during the family photo session, making some joke about being the designated cameraman. Me, distracted by mom's fussing over everyone's positioning, leaving my phone on the porch swing. The largest transfer was $5,000 to Travis Henderson. Patricia continues. There were also transfers of $3,200 and $2,800 to Bethany Henderson, and her voice fades to static. The tea is cooling on my kitchen floor, the shards of my favorite mug, the growing certainty that makes me want to vomit. My own family. They stole from me. My fingers curl into fists, nails biting crescents into my palms. The pain feels distant, unreal. Through the window, Denver's skyline glitters against the darkening sky. Office workers, heading home to their families, living their normal lives while mine implodes. I hung up on Patricia mid-sentence. My keys are still warm in my pocket. The drive to Idaho Falls is 280 miles. In normal traffic, I can make it by midnight. The steering wheel is cool under my white-knuckled grip as I merge onto I-25 North. Each mile marker ticks past like a countdown, each one a reminder of every check I've written to cover Bethany's emergencies. Every time I've dipped into my savings because Travis was between jobs. Every vacation I've canceled. Every dream I've deferred. All to be the good daughter, the responsible sister. You're too kind for your own good, my last boyfriend said when I borrowed him money for car repairs, then watched him buy a new gaming system instead. People take advantage. My phone buzzes in the cup holder. Mom's name flashes on the screen, followed by Bethany's, then Dad's. Each call rings through to voicemail. Let them worry. Let them wonder. Let them remember how it feels to wait for someone who isn't coming to the rescue. It's dawn in room 219 of the Yellowstone Lodge blurs at the edges, the same beige walls and floral curtains as 100 other budget hotels. My laptop screen glows in the darkness, its harsh light burning my eyes. The clock reads 3:47 a.m. My phone buzzes again. Bethany's name flashes across the screen, the 20th message since midnight. Where are you? Mom's worried sick. You're being ridiculous. We're family. Always knew you were selfish underneath that perfect act. My thumb hovers over the power button before pressing down hard. The screen goes black, and something inside my chest unknots slightly. For the first time in years, I don't have to answer. As I search for the answers, the spreadsheet fills my laptop screen. Each cell another knife in my back. Green for medical expenses, Megan's broken arm. Dad's heart medications. Yellow for essentials, the heating bill last winter. Groceries when Travis lost his job. Red for everything else. So much red. My hands shake as I type in another transaction. February 2021. $2,500 borrowed for the family home's property taxes. March 2021. $1,800 for Travis's unemployment gap. June 2021. My Prague vacation fund drained for Megan's private school tuition. Each entry clicks into place like another piece of a puzzle I never wanted to solve. The formulas update automatically, numbers climbing higher and higher until the final cell glows on my screen. $23,467.82. The amount blurs as tears fill my eyes. Not from sadness, from rage. Pure molten rage that burns through my chest and makes my fingers curl into fists. All those extra shifts. All those skipped vacations. All those dreams deferred while I played ATM for my own family. A Facebook notification pulls my attention away from the spreadsheet. Travis's profile picture fills my screen, his smiling face reflected in the glossy surface of a brand new gaming laptop. Posted 3 days after I paid their utility bill. The caption reads, "Sometimes you gotta treat yourself." My stomach lurches. I click through to Bethany's profile next. 2 weeks ago, a mirror selfie with a Gucci purse. Early birthday present to myself, blessed. The timestamp, exactly 72 hours after I covered Megan's emergency room bill. The rabbit hole goes deeper. Instagram photos of their Cancun trip planned the same week they claimed they couldn't afford heat. Amazon wish lists full of luxury items while they begged me for grocery money. Years of evidence hiding in plain sight, while I was too busy being the good daughter to see it. A knock at my door makes me jump. The laptop nearly slides off my knees as I scramble to my feet, heart pounding. It's 4 a.m., it has to be them. They've found me. Aunt Diana? Megan's voice barely a whisper. Please, I know you're in there. I press my eye to the peephole. My niece stands alone in the hallway, arms wrapped around herself, looking smaller than her 17 years. The chain lock scrapes as I open the door. Megan, what are you? I saw what Dad did. The words tumble out in a rush. At the reunion, with your phone, he thought it was funny, showing Mom how easy it was to transfer money when you weren't looking. They've been doing it for years, taking whatever they want because Aunt Diana owes us. That's what they always say. Something sharp twists in my chest. They told you that? Megan nods, tears spilling down her cheeks. They say it's okay because you don't have kids or a husband to support. That you're just being greedy if you don't share. But it's not right. What they did, it's stealing, and I can't pretend anymore. I pull her into my arms as she starts to sob. Her shoulders shake against mine, and suddenly she's 6 years old again, crying because Travis forgot to pick her up from soccer practice. Because Bethany was too busy with her MLM parties to attend her school play. Because time after time, year after year, her parents proved that their wants mattered more than her needs. This isn't about you, I whisper into her hair. None of this is your fault. And no matter what happens with your parents, I will always be here for you. Always. Megan pulls back, wiping her eyes. There's something else. She takes a deep breath. I want to go with you. To the police. The words hang in the air between us. Part of me wants to protect her from this, from choosing sides, from the fallout that's coming. But I look in her eyes and see the same steel I finally found in myself. She's not choosing sides, she's choosing the truth. An hour later, we are sitting across from Officer Martinez at the Financial Crimes Unit. Her dark eyes scan the spreadsheet I've brought, lingering on each highlighted transaction. Every few seconds, her pen scratches another note on her legal pad. "And you have documentation for all of these transfers?" she asks, tapping the total at the bottom of the page. I nod, sliding over a USB drive. Bank statements, text messages, social media posts showing what they really spent the money on. Everything's dated and organized. "I can verify the phone theft," Megan adds quietly. I watched Dad do it. He was bragging about how easy it was. Officer Martinez's expression grows increasingly grave as she listens to Megan's account. Words like unauthorized access and identity theft and financial exploitation fill the air, each one making this nightmare more real. My hand trembles as I reach for the formal complaint form. "They're still my family," I whisper, more to myself than anyone else. "Family should protect you, not exploit you." Officer Martinez's voice is gentle but firm. Sometimes the kindest thing we can do for a family is hold them accountable. The pen feels heavy as I sign my name. Each letter is a door closing, a bridge burning, a tie severing. But as I place the final period, something else rises in my chest, something that feels like freedom. My hand, I realize, isn't shaking anymore. The text from Megan lights up my phone screen. "They're here, the police." I set my coffee mug on the kitchen counter, watching steam curl toward my ceiling. 2 weeks have passed since I filed the report. The morning sun streams through my Denver apartment windows, painting golden rectangles on the floor. My phone buzzes again. Mom's third call in 20 minutes. The voicemail notification pops up. I press play, holding the phone away from my ear as her voice fills my kitchen. "Diana Marie Jenkins, what have you done? The police are questioning your sister. Travis might lose his job. Is this what you wanted? To destroy your family? Call me back right now." Delete. Another buzz. Another voicemail. "Your father hasn't eaten since yesterday. We raised you better than this. You're breaking my heart." Delete. Megan keeps crying. She needs her aunt. Stop being selfish and fix this. Delete. Not one message contains the words "I'm sorry." Not one acknowledges the theft. Just an endless stream of blame wrapped in guilt, tied with manipulation. My marketing presentation sits open on my laptop, the cursor blinking on slide 23. Our quarterly strategy review starts in an hour. My fingers move across the keyboard, adjusting the revenue projections with practiced precision. Later that day, "You seem different lately," Sarah says, leaning against my office doorframe. Her reading glasses hang from a silver chain, a recent concession to turning 50 that she pretends to hate. I save the final slide. I finally set some boundaries. My phone vibrates across the desk. Travis's name flashes on the screen. Delete. The email notification catches my eye. "Administrative leave pending investigation, Travis Henderson." I close it without reading further. A text from Dad. "We got a foreclosure warning. If you don't step in, we will lose the house." My thumb hovers over the message. 3 years ago, I would have already called my bank. 2 months ago, I would have spent hours calculating how to split my next bonus between their mortgage and my rent. I silence the phone. The hallway light flickers as I approach my apartment door that evening. A familiar figure leans against the wall. Bethany, her designer purse clutched like a shield. The same purse she bought 3 days after I paid Megan's emergency room bill. "How could you?" Her voice cracks. "Megan cries herself to sleep every night. Is that what you wanted?" The grocery bags crinkle in my grip. Frozen peas press cold against my palm through the plastic. "The money was for Megan's college fund, not your vacation. You think you're better than us just because you have money?" Bethany steps closer, her finger jabbing the air between us. The hallway shrinks, years of resentment closing in. Look at you in your perfect apartment with your perfect job, judging the rest of us for struggling. A laugh bubbles up, sharp, surprising. Struggling? You spent $3,000 at Nordstrom the same week you told me you couldn't afford groceries. That's different. I deserved. No. The word rings against the walls. Simple. Final. I just finally realized my worth. Bethany's mouth opens, closes. Her eyes narrow to familiar slits, the same expression she wore at 12 when I caught her stealing my babysitting money. Fine. Don't come crying to me when you're old and alone. We're done. We were done the moment you chose a beach vacation over your daughter's future. My key slides into the lock. The door closes behind me with a soft click that echoes like thunder. Evening light paints my walls in amber and rose. The classical playlist I never had time to enjoy fills my space with piano notes that dance between shadow and sunshine. For the first time in years, I didn't check my bank balance before dinner. No mental calculations of how many paychecks until I can cover the next family emergency. My shoulders drop. Muscles I didn't know clenched begin to unwind. The sketchbook sits on my coffee table where I left it this morning, no longer buried under bills and family paperwork. Charcoal smudges my fingers as I open to a fresh page. The Prague travel photo watches from its frame, my face photoshopped into a tourist snapshot I created 5 years ago. The dream I gave up to pay for Beth's custody lawyer. My laptop chimes. An email from United Airlines. Your flight to Prague has been booked. The confirmation number blurs through unexpected tears. Not the tight, burning kind that came with every family guilt trip. These fall soft and clean, like summer rain washing away dust. Officer Martinez's voice comes through my phone speaker, steady and professional. The district attorney has decided to proceed with prosecution. Your family's lawyer contacted us claiming the transfers were gifts. I opened my filing cabinet, pulling out the folder labeled Family Loans 2020-2024. I have their text messages, I say, spreading screenshots across my desk. Every promise to pay me back, every emergency that wasn't, every lie. Megan's ringtone, still set to her favorite Taylor Swift song, interrupts my sorting. Grandma says this is all my fault. Her voice sounds small, young. If I hadn't told you what Dad did with your phone. None of this is your fault. I press my palm against the window glass, watching the city lights flicker to life as dusk settles over Denver. This is about choices adults made. Adults who should have protected both of us. The certified letter arrives the next morning. Law firm letterhead, threats of countersuit for defamation, claims of emotional distress. I dial my lawyer's number, my voice steady. I have everything documented, every transaction, every lie, every broken promise. The truth stands firm. A mountain they can't move with guilt or manipulation. My hands don't shake as I hang up the phone. The setting sun paints my walls in shades of possibility. I am my own sanctuary now, my own safe harbor, my own truth. The key slides into my new lock. Boxes tower around me, their labels precise and methodical, kitchen, office, books. My real estate agent's voice echoes in my head. Corner unit, south-facing windows, priced below market. She didn't mention the view that made my heart stop when I first walked in. The Rockies never impressed me much in Denver. Too distant, too picture postcard perfect. But here in Missoula, the mountains press close, raw, and real. No glass towers between me and their jagged truth. Snow still caps the peaks even as spring paints the lower slopes in tender green. I set my laptop on the floor by the window and open my work email. The message to my boss sits in drafts, carefully worded over 3 sleepless nights. My finger hovers over the send button. Request for remote work status, Diana Jenkins. The cursor blinks. One click to upend everything I've spent years building. My team in Denver, my corner office with its view of the city park, my reputation as the reliable one who's always there in person for the crisis meetings. I press send. The response comes faster than I expect. My phone buzzes in my pocket while I'm still unpacking the French press, another luxury I never allowed myself in Denver, always rushing out for coffee between family emergencies. Diana. My boss's voice carries its usual dry amusement. I was wondering when you'd ask. You've been more productive these past few weeks than I've seen in years. I have? The French press slips in my grip. I catch it before it can shatter like that tea mug on that night everything changed. Without the constant family interruptions? Absolutely. Permission granted. Keep delivering work like this, and we might need to discuss expanding your role. The call ends. I stand in my half-unpacked kitchen, morning light streaming through uncurtained windows. No family photos to unpack. No gifted knickknacks gathering dust. Just my carefully chosen essentials and the promise of space to breathe. My phone buzzes again. Not family this time, they've finally learned I won't answer, but a text from Megan. Your letter arrived. Dad saw the Montana postmark. He's furious. I'm okay though. Grandma Rose says I can stay with her until graduation. I text back one-handed while unpacking my coffee beans. You've got this. Call anytime. Your spring break room is ready whenever you want to visit. The apartment feels bigger with each box I unpack. No more cramming my life into corners to make room for everyone else's emergencies. I position my desk by the largest window, the mountain view dead center. A spot purely for me, not tucked away where I can hide my screen from guilt-inducing glances. The first morning I wake in my new home, no notifications light my phone screen. No pre-dawn panic about someone else's crisis. Just the soft gray light of Montana dawn and the whisper of wind through ponderosa pines. My new morning ritual feels like rebellion. Coffee savored instead of gulped, breakfast actually eaten instead of packed to go. The mountain air through my open window carries the scent of approaching summer, clean and sharp as truth. My laptop chimes with incoming mail. The subject line freezes my fingers on the keyboard. State of Idaho versus Travis Henderson, court date set. Below it, an email from Bethany, its subject line a missile. How dare you abandon us like this? A third email catches my eye. From Travis's cousin Cynthia, someone I've only met at family reunions. Thank you for showing me it's possible to say no. My cursor hovers between them. The old Diana would have opened Bethany's first, already composing mental apologies. Instead, I click on Cynthia's. I saw what you did. I used to be like you, working 3 jobs, sending money home. But after your story, I finally said no. My sister isn't speaking to me, but I slept through the night for the first time in years. Thank you for showing me I'm not alone. My phone buzzes with a news alert. The local Idaho Falls paper has picked up the story. The comment section splits, predictable older residents calling me heartless, younger ones sharing their own stories of family financial abuse. My finger moves to close the browser, but one comment catches my eye. Officer Martinez here. Since this case went public, 3 similar victims have come forward. Financial abuse in families thrives in silence. Speaking up matters. I close my laptop and walk to the window. The morning sun gilds the mountaintops, transforming their rugged faces into something fierce and beautiful, like truth in the right light. The next 2 weeks pass in a blur of productivity. Ideas flow faster without the constant weight of anticipating the next crisis. My latest marketing campaign for our biggest client practically writes itself. Even my boss notices the difference. Diana. His face fills my video call screen, eyebrows raised. This strategy plan for the Western region rollout, it's brilliant. Have you ever considered taking on more responsibility? We're looking for a regional director. The old Diana would have deflected, made excuses about family obligations. The new Diana smiles. Yes, I'm ready. We negotiate salary and benefits. I hear my voice naming numbers that would have terrified me before, claiming worth I used to give away. The mountain light streams through my window, warm on my back like approval. That evening, I sat on my balcony with a glass of wine. No celebration dinner with family. No chorus of voices telling me I'm selfish for succeeding. Just the quiet prending in my own truth. My journal lies open on my lap, its pages catching the last light. I write slowly, savoring each word. Today I learned that saying no to others means saying yes to myself. Every boundary I set becomes a foundation for someone else's courage. We rise together, or we sink alone. Megan's latest text glows on my phone. Got the scholarship. Full ride to Montana State. Turns out I didn't need mom and dad's money after all. The sun sets behind the mountains, painting the sky in colors too bold for Denver's cautious palate. Somewhere in Idaho, my family spins stories about my cruelty. But here in my chosen home, Truth and I watch the stars emerge together. Saying no isn't cruel. It's self-protection. It's love for yourself. And sometimes, it's the first step toward helping others find their own voice in the dark. The keycard beeps as I swipe into the courthouse parking garage. My charcoal pencil skirt and cream blouse feel like armor-each piece chosen to project competence, stability, control. The mirror in my visor reflects unfamiliar steadiness in my eyes. No trembling hands, no racing pulse, just clarity. A flash of movement catches my attention. Travis and Bethany duck through the side entrance, her designer handbag clashing with the bargain store dress she's chosen for court. The victim costume isn't subtle muted colors, minimal makeup, sensible shoes. Her Instagram from yesterday told a different story. Mirror selfie in her latest shopping haul, caption crowing about her new high heels. Miss Jenkins. My lawyer, Catherine Martinez, meets me at the security checkpoint. Her silver hair gleams under the fluorescent lights, briefcase heavy with 5 years of meticulously organized evidence. Are you ready? The metal detector wand buzzes over my watch. More than ready. Courtroom 3 smells of wood polish and anxiety. Travis and Bethany huddle with their attorney, heads bent close as he gestures with growing frustration. The judge's bench looms empty, waiting. My mother slips into a back row, alone. The space beside her where my father should be stretches wide as a canyon. All rise. Judge Wilson settles behind his bench, reading glasses perched low on his nose as he reviews the case summary. His expression remains neutral, but his fingers tap steadily against the stack of documented transfers, text messages, bank statements. Catherine rises, her opening statement precise as a scalpel. Your Honor, this case demonstrates a pattern of calculated financial exploitation spanning half a decade. The evidence unfolds like scenes from someone else's life. Screenshots of Travis's gaming laptop, purchased 3 days after claiming he couldn't afford groceries. Bethany's text messages demanding money. You don't even have kids. What do you need it for? My careful spreadsheets tracking every borrowed dollar, every broken promise to repay. Travis's face turns an interesting shade of purple when Catherine displays his social media posts celebrating his new gaming setup. That from a friend, he sputters. A friend who paid exactly the amount Miss Jenkins transferred for your claimed utility emergency. Catherine's voice could freeze lava. Perhaps you'd like to explain these timing coincidences to the judge. In the gallery, my mother's hands twist in her lap. Her eyes darted between her children like a trapped animal. The wooden pew beneath me feels soliding. I focus on its smooth grain while Bethany's messages echo through the courtroom speakers. Just loan us the money. You always have extra. Don't be so selfish. Family takes care of family. Judge Wilson's expression grows stonier with each exhibit. His gavel cracks like thunder when Travis's attorney attempts to interrupt Catherine's methodical presentation. Counsel, the evidence will speak for itself. The local paper's court reporter scribbles furiously in her notebook. Small-town gossip travels fast. I spot 3 of my former neighbors in the gallery, along with faces I recognize from my parents' church. Their whispers flutter like uneasy birds. She turned on her own family, but they stole from her. Blood is thicker than water, but theft is theft. The court finds in favor of the plaintiff. Judge Wilson's voice fills the chamber. Full restitution of $23,647.82 plus legal fees is ordered, payable in monthly installments of no less than $500 beginning within 30 days. Additionally, a restraining order barring the defendants from accessing any of Ms. Jenkins' financial accounts or instruments is granted. The gavel falls. Bethany bursts into theatrical sobs. Travis stares straight ahead, jaw clenched, as his attorney whispers urgently in his ear. I remain seated while they file past, my spine straight, eyes forward. Attempts to catch my gaze slide off like water. My mother lingers after the courtroom empties. Her steps toward me are hesitant, hands twisting her tissue into confetti. Diana. Not here. My voice comes out gentler than I expected. Not today. She nods, tears tracking silently down her cheeks. The tissue shreds flutter to the floor as she turns away. I watch her go, feeling an odd mixture of grief and relief. The door clicks shut behind her with quiet finality. Catherine squeezes my shoulder. You did well. The judge's ruling was clear and comprehensive. They can't wiggle out of this one. Thank you. The words feel inadequate for the woman who helped me reclaim my life. For everything. Outside, autumn sunlight paints the courthouse steps in shades of gold. A breeze carries the scent of wood smoke and approaching snow. I breathe it in, filling my lungs with crisp mountain air. My phone buzzes a text from Megan. Love you, Aunt Di. You did the right thing. My fingers trace the edges of my phone case, remembering the weight of constant dread each time it chimed. Now the notifications hold no power to still my peace. I slip the phone into my purse and descend the courthouse steps. Each foot falls steady and sure. The mountains rise beautifully and indifferent against the October sky. Their ancient peaks have witnessed countless human dramas, countless family ties, stretched and severed, and sometimes rarely, carefully rewoven into new patterns. Time will tell which category my own story falls into. For now, I have my truth. I have my boundaries. I have my peace. The rest will sort itself out in its own time. Morning sun streams through floor-to-ceiling windows, painting golden stripes across my expanded Missoula apartment. The space feels different now, lived in, personal, mine. A wall of built-in shelves showcases marketing awards between dog-eared travel guides and watercolor supplies. My latest sketch of the Bridger Mountains hangs beside my desk, keeping company with a glossy photo of me grinning in front of Prague's Charles Bridge. The balcony beckons. Steam rises from my coffee mug as I settle into my morning ritual, bare feet propped on the railing. Patches of early snow dust the mountaintops, and a red-tailed hawk circles lazily overhead. My phone sits silent on the kitchen counter, no anxious checking, no calculated money transfers, no desperate texts from family members in crisis. A year. Sometimes it feels like yesterday I discovered the betrayal. Other times it seems like another lifetime entirely. My fingers no longer twitch toward my banking app every morning. The constant knot in my stomach has unwound, replaced by a steady certainty I never knew was possible. My laptop chimes with an incoming video call. Megan's face fills the screen, her college dorm room visible in the background. A psychology textbook lies open on her desk, sticky notes bristling from its pages. Aunt Diana, you'll never believe what we covered in class today. Her eyes sparkle with the particular enthusiasm of new knowledge. We're studying family systems theory, and Professor Chen talked about how dysfunctional patterns can persist across generations until someone finally breaks the cycle. That sounds familiar. I take another sip of coffee, letting the morning sun warm my face. How are your midterms going? Good. Really good, actually. I got an A on my developmental psych paper. She pauses, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. And I wanted to thank you for the care package. Those stress relief tea bags and the fuzzy socks were perfect for late-night study sessions. You always know exactly what I need without going overboard. The last part catches in my throat. A year ago, I would have emptied my savings to buy her a new laptop, convinced that proving my love required grand gestures and financial sacrifice. Now I understand the power of small, thoughtful acts showing care without enabling dependence. I'm proud of you, Meg. Not just for the grades, but for how you're processing everything that happened. She nods, her expression thoughtful. Mom called again yesterday. She's still with Grandma Simmons after the divorce, trying to figure out her next steps. She asked about you. My hands tighten around my coffee mug, but the surge of anxiety I expect doesn't come. How are you handling that? Better than I used to. Therapy helps. And watching you set boundaries showed me it's okay to have my own. She glances at something off screen. Oh shoot, I've got class in 10 minutes. Love you, Aunt D. Love you too, kiddo. Study hard. The screen goes dark, but I linger on the balcony, watching clouds cast shadows across the valley. My mother's latest card sits unopened on my desk inside. The return address shows she's still in therapy, a small step, but a real one. Unlike my father, who remains entrenched in denial, she's trying to understand her role in what happened. My phone buzzes with an email notification. Another message from someone who heard me speak at the community college last month about financial boundaries in families. Your story gave me the courage to stop co-signing my son's loans after he gambled away his business. Thank you for showing me that letting go can be an act of love. The words blur slightly as I read them. When I first moved to Missoula, I never imagined my experience would help others find their voice. The support group I started meets twice monthly now, sharing stories of financial exploitation and healing over coffee and homemade banana bread. Inside, I slide open my desk drawer and pull out a thick envelope from Mountain Vista Bank. The small business loan approval letter still feels surreal. Jenkins Financial Boundaries Consulting, LLC. The website mock-up on my second monitor bears the tagline I spent weeks perfecting. Peace begins with boundaries. My journal lies open beside my laptop, this morning's entry still drying. A year ago, I thought I was losing everything. I didn't understand that sometimes we have to lose what we thought we needed to find what we actually deserve. Every no I spoke became a yes to myself. The therapist's words from our last session echo in my mind. You've done the work, Diana. The guilt you carried wasn't yours to bear. A calendar alert pops up on my screen: dinner tonight with Sarah from my hiking group and Marcus from the local photography club. My chosen family, built on mutual respect instead of obligation. The thought warms me more than any forced family reunion ever did. My gaze fell on the framed photo of Megan and me at her college move-in day, both of us laughing as we struggled with an oversized storage bin. One relationship salvaged and transformed, proof that love can survive truth. Sometimes it even grows stronger for it. I close my journal and stand, stretching in a shaft of sunlight. The mountain view fills my windows, a daily reminder of the perspective I've gained. Behind me, my phone stays quiet, no longer a source of dread. Ahead of me stretches a future unmarked by guilt or manipulation, just possibilities, dreams, and the steady peace of knowing my worth.